Mali, what's good? It's your boy Lightbody back again with another edition of the Lightbot Pod. Welcome back, Soul Family. Got a special show prepared for you today. This time we got KALVIN KOSHA, entrepreneur, musician, artist, actor, a man of many, many talents and a jack of all trades, some would say. And we're going to be chatting to him about his latest project titled Pressure. We're also going to be talking about the play that he's starring in, the lead actor on What Do We Do Now, KALVIN KOSHA. How are you doing, my G?
Peace. I'm good, brother. Less, nothing more, nothing less. And I'm taking it a day at a time, a step at a time. So I feel good. I'm alive and well.
Wonderful,
Ain't got too
wonderful.
much to complain about.
Yeah, man. Man, a man of so many talents, as I just mentioned. You juggle so many different aspects, man. But which one resonates with you the most, my G? Like, what if someone were to give you like one role or one title, what would you want to be titled as?
Creator.
Hmm, creator, super creative,
Creator.
I would say, because you juggle so many things and you are still able to succeed within all these roles, my G. So tell me, man, who is KALVIN KOSHA for anyone who doesn't know you?
Anybody who doesn't know me, KALVIN KOSHA, that's a name that I bestowed upon myself. Um, it's deep. If you know the Jewish word kosher, you know that it has connotations and denotations around meaning legit and blessed according to the Jewish rule. I'm not Jewish, but I dropped the R and had the A because the A is the first letter of the alphabet, and it's just all about being true to yourself, knowing that you are blessed. You know what I'm saying? Blessed to be the chosen one. So KALVIN KOSHA, that's who I am. I'm blessed to be the chosen one. We all were chosen. We made it to the finish line. If you alive today, then out of those millions and billions of other sperm that tried to make it, you beat them all to the punch, and you were the chosen one. So that's how I'm taking life every day, knowing that it's another day to be great and create, become a part of something to change somebody's life. That should be the mission for everybody.
Oh, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. Tell me about growing up. Where were you based? Where did KALVIN KOSHA become and be crafted into the man that he is today?
From Houston, Texas, more specifically Independence Heights, which is the first city incorporated by Blacks in the state of Texas. In other words, it's the first municipality in this state incorporated by African Americans, by Blacks, before we became a part of Houston. And that's deep for me, man, because if you know about our struggle, the Black struggle in this country, um, thinking about places like, Black Wall Street, Tulsa, um, all over this world, man, we've had a huge struggle where at points of times, certain things were not made available to us and we had to literally get it out the mud. So me being
Mm.
in my neighborhood where I'm coming from, bro, that's exactly what sticks to my heart, knowing that getting out the mud, and there's a lot of history, there's a lot of culture um, from this area to be grateful about. But, yeah.
I'm sure it crafted you to become the man that you are in terms of shifting your mindset and getting you ready to take that leadership position as an African or as a black man within the spaces that you're in, specifically in the USA. So tell me, like, how did you, what are your earliest memories in terms of you becoming either the musician, like your earliest music memories, and then take me through what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
In music, first let me say, just about all the women in my family can sing. The men are not singers. So I was blessed with that trait.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but as a kid, man, I just performing was it just came natural. At the time of daycare, like just something about performance that I just happened to be good at. So did come up from a church background. So my people were always in choir, and at some point I became a part of it. In elementary school, I wanted to be like Michael Jackson. That was my hero.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to do everything like Mike: walk, talk, dress, sing, act like Mike. He was the greatest. So early on in elementary school, I started to take the lead in performing um, stage plays and stuff that we had going on. And it just stemmed from there, man. Then turning into talent shows all through middle school and high school. And by the time I got to high school, I recorded my first song with my cousin um, in my aunt's garage. And Yahweh bless her soul. But yeah, you know, from there, session of Cali Cal as an artist got developed, and now here I am, Calvin Kosha.
So that was your name before you became Calvin Kosha, or what was that? Kelly Cal?
Yeah, Cali Cal. Yeah,
Kelly
that's what a
Cal.
lot of people. If somebody called me Cali, then they knew me before I became Kosha.
Awesome,
So
awesome. And
yeah.
who inspired you to become an entrepreneur? Like, what are the influences around you?
Man, you know what? My earliest my earliest days of entrepreneurship, I say, was middle school. Um, we need money. And I remember being in middle school, man, had like this little allowance thing going on. Your grandma, your granddad, or whatever, give you $1 or two for school or whatever. But, you know, by the time I got to middle school, like, man, how can I make some money by myself? So I started to sell candy. Like, I would have my granddad take me to the store every morning before I got to school and buy a bunch of candy and flip it. So, and I remember I started to draw up because I was into like drawing and whatever, that kind of art. So I started to draw my own signs and stuff that said, sweet man, cab cal and stuff like that, because I felt like I could start a business that way because I know how to flip the candy. All these
Yeah.
kids want candy. We can flip it and make some bread. So those are my earliest days in entrepreneurship. But just looking around at all of the different accomplishments that entrepreneurs have made throughout the times, man, it began to grow up on me. Because before, I just wanted to be an artist. I just wanted to be like Mike. I felt like I could be that child prodigy, singing and performing on stage and movies and stuff like that. I wasn't really understanding the importance of entrepreneurship and such. So shout out to all of our entrepreneurs who are every day showing us, who are teaching us how to be entrepreneurs. Shout out to Brother Ben X. Shout out to 19 Keys. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Steve Harvey. Shout out to all of the millionaires and billionaires. Bob Johnson.
Mm.
Robert Smith. Like, man, we got so many people that we can look up to and model after who are showing us how to get it done. Shout out to Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and on for days with these names, but they all inspire me. Shout out to Michael Jackson, because that was my earliest inspiration.
Yeah.
And if Mike was on it, I think over half of Sony, so they realized we got to get him up out of here,
Yeah.
because he was on this stuff. He told the Beatles, I'm going to own y'all catalog.
Mm.
And he did that. That was powerful for a black. Didn't understand it at the time of what it meant to have that ownership and be an entrepreneur and own your own stuff. Shout out to them in a minute. Yeah.
They laid the blueprint indeed. And speaking of blueprint, man, like the different businesses that you're currently running, since we're on the topic of entrepreneurship, you want to take me through what are the main products or business concepts you're currently juggling at the moment?
Yes. Kosha Wines. A lot of people know that I own a wine brand. That flavor is called Honey Water Moscato. People love it. It's becoming more and more of a thing. And Kosha Wines is being developed to have a team around that where we are working to get that moving all over the world. It's a process, but Kosha Wines is the wine brand that people have been raving about, crazy about as they discover it, whether it's on YouTube with Jack TV or, where they just introduce it to them, let them taste it, whatever.
That was the first time, to be honest, that was the first time I ever saw your work, was on Jack TV, actually. I didn't mention it to you.
Oh, really?
Prior. Yeah, that was the first time I actually saw your work. And then you even did some product placement within there as well. I love the way you snuck that in there. And then in preparing for this interview, I actually found I was like, oh my gosh, this is the dude. You actually played the decoy on that episode, and it's pretty crazy how it comes full circle, and I'm able to speak to you because I'm like an avid consumer of like those loyalty test videos and those like to catch a cheater type of stuff. So it is an interesting introduction, and you were acting in there as well, and also in a way showcasing your work, which is a flawless marketing plan, a flawless, just like such a high IQ move for you to kill three birds with one stone like that. That was really, really remarkable, man. So tell me, man, about your journey as an actor. How did you get into acting, and how did you evolve to get into this stage, being the lead actor on this play we about to chat about?
Yeah. When I graduated college, 2017, it's finally time to jump into some roles, man. So I started doing some indie work with different folks around the city. I was looking for work online because I wanted to be an actor. So I become a part of a few different projects. Shout out to my frat brother who operates Threaders Village. I did the lead in his short film called Scout Team. And we put it in the National Black Film Festival, put on by J.O. Malone and his team. And that was a treat. That was like my real start into acting, into that world. How did I become a part of this play? What do we do now? Kevo reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have a role for you." And it was just all love from them, man. I was down to do it. It's be my first play. So
Talking about Kevo
I was like,
Aregbe,
let's do it.
the rights of
That's
the
right.
book, right? All right.
That's right. Yeah. So I agreed to do it. It'll be my first play. I'm more into acting for the film, the camera, but I wanted to try something different. So I agreed to do it. That makes sense.
Yeah, take me through the storyline. Like, what is the concept and the overall theme of this play?
So
It's based on Kevo Rigby's book, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and he wrote this. He based it in the time period of the 60s. There's a lot going on in the 60s for our people, man, and you'll come to find there is it's gonna go through issues that your average black family was probably facing when it came to finances, drugs, the kids, like what they're gonna be in life, stuff like that, the struggles that the parents have to go through in order to raise their families. Um, Even there's a little bit of some politically charged stuff in there. So it's gonna be gonna be some stuff, about Malcolm X or whatever, just things like that, which I connect with, and I really like that about this play. So that's in a nutshell of what the play is about.
Awesome, awesome. And the character you're playing Kyle, if I'm not mistaken. That is the father of the son, or you want to
Play
tell me
Eddie.
about? Oh, you're
I
playing
play
Eddie.
Eddie. I'm the son.
Oh, you're the
Yeah.
son. Oh, wonderful. Do you want to
Uh-huh.
tell me about your character a little bit more? Just expand on his overall personality.
Yeah. Eddie is he's young 16-year-old. He's talented. He can sing. He's got the world ahead of him, but he is in that growing phase from a boy and soon to be a young man. He's in between that time period, 16 to 18-year-old. A lot happens um, with a young man at that age, especially um, when your family is struggling to whatever pay the bills. You got all of these influences around you, and a lot of times when there's poverty around, there are negative influences, and it is easy to become a part of it. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So Eddie, he has a lot going for himself, but he just gotta figure it out, and you gotta have good people around him who will push him in the positive directions in hopes that he won't fall victim to the system. In the play,
mm,
there's a tragedy that happens where Eddie has to come face to face with that tragedy, just like the rest of his family. And I connect with Eddie on some of those ways, with being talented, being a singer, um, and just having the world in front of you. Play also mentions like the Nation of Islam and stuff like that. I'm not Muslim, but I respect the nation, and I do study the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad from the Nation of Islam. So it's a way for me to connect. In this time period, Malcolm X gets assassinated,
mm.
so a little bit of that is thrown in there too. So it's something that I feel like I can connect with, and I'm just gonna embody the role straight up.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Where is it going to be premiering? You want to let everybody know where can they check out? Uh, what do we do now?
Listen, April 10th, which is now considered Easter Monday. I heard that's a name now.
Mm,
But Monday after Easter Sunday is also considered Easter
yeah,
in this country now.
around the world, man.
So
Even down here.
and so April 10th is when I will be go on my page, Calvin Kosha, and click the link in my bio. You can get tickets for the play. What do we do now? Look forward to seeing everybody there.
Excellent, excellent. Be sure to check that out. And when the link is available, it will be down in the description. So, family, tap in with this great work. Black brothers doing great things and raising awareness and telling our stories for the world to see. Is it going to be recorded in any capacity? Like, is there going to be any way that people who cannot make it there physically would like to see this? Are you aware of anything like that?
I don't know that it's gonna be recorded for like distribution,
Mm.
but definitely make it. You know, definitely make it. So
Yeah. So
I'm sure we'll
everyone.
have some clips and stuff to share around or whatnot. I don't know that the entire play will be recorded, so
So that's in
I
Houston.
encourage everybody
That's in
to
Houston, right?
see Houston, Texas. That's right. Houston,
Midtown Arts
Texas.
Theater, Houston. Everybody show up and support our brothers doing the most. And with that being said, man,
Yes, sir.
your latest project titled Pressure. Do you wanna take people through this body of work? I found it really, really mature. I found it really had a real soulful retro feel to it. I loved your vocal tone. You're actually a super, super crazy talented vocalist and a writer. I'd like to commend you on that. Do you want to take me through your journey into creating this body of work? 19 songs. Wow, a full package at that. Pressure. Talk to me about it, man.
Appreciate that, man. Straight up. Pressure gonna take you through a bit of this roller coaster from how can I say it's gonna talk about love, it's gonna talk about some struggle. Um it's gonna take you on a bit of a journey, man, from a little bit of a hip hop flavor down through the R&B, and then even ending with some of that soul with some gospel in it, gospel vibes in it too. So some of the main songs on there that I personally like, and I know others like, Chardonnay, that's super R&B. That's one that a lot of people like. The way I came about with Chardonnay was, I heard this dude sing on Instagram, and I'm just scrolling, and this video comes up, and this guy Devon Culture is singing, and he was singing his ass off like on some Maxwell vibes, and I'm like, why don't I have a record on any project where I'm just like songbirds singing like on some R&B stuff like that, when that's really me? So
Yeah.
I immediately got to work and came up with Chardonnay. But aside from that, man, I got vibes like even Hold On. Like Hold On is one of them records that's it could be a world record, but it's literally, telling our young people and our families, our moms, to just hold on, and also a bit of that political, challenging politics and the government and stuff like that, saying, if y'all keep doing what you're doing, our people, killing our people, shooting our people down, like some police brutality or whatever, we're going to end up burning this city down. And I don't mean that to incite violence, but I mean that as in a point of it's happening. We've seen it happen with the riots and different things like that. So it's not something that's new, but eventually it just becomes a natural revolt kind of action that happens, right? And we want peace. So, that song is powerful in the sense of it's telling our people, hold on, even though there's a real struggle out here. Yeah, man. I mean, I could go on and on with different songs on there. I like to hear what people think about the music that's on there and what they like. But Pressure, those 19 songs will take you through stuff. You're gonna hear some edgy stuff in there, Yeah, man. Just check it out. I have features with Jazz Anderson for my song Black Magic. Jazz Anderson, she's a hip hop lyricist. Check that out. Got some stuff with Marco, Laura Prince. Man, yeah, I got a record called Rodeo, produced by my brother DJ Chose. There's some stuff on there. So definitely check that out.
So what's next for you musically? You touched on so many different topics and so many different themes and aspects within Pressure. What can we expect from you musically from KALVIN KOSHA?
Well, I am doing songs for film. I've been working with London Town Pictures and some other projects, whereas I'm writing for artists, I'm writing for film. Some of my songs are going to be in the films as well, coming up. So you can start to see a lot of my music being in the projects that I'm working with. So look forward to that. I just wrote a song for this film that we'll have coming out with London Town Pictures. Adina Howard sings that song for the film. Very excited about that. For those of y'all who don't know who Dina Howard is, she is an R&B legend in her own right, man. She got some hits that your mama and your auntie know about. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dina Howard. She is a powerhouse. She sings the song that I wrote for the film called False Prophets. That's the name of the film. Um, so just look forward to more of my music being in film. And I will start to do, um, get interactive with these covers and stuff. I've been seeing Tank doing all of the challenges and stuff like that. I'm gonna start joining the challenges more just to get interactive on social media with more sync, even though I've been tapping into my acting bag a lot. So musically, I'm still writing, I'm still collaborating with artists. But we gonna step it up a notch. So y'all just stay tuned and be on the lookout for these records.
Excellent, excellent. And then in terms of pretty briefly, let's touch on what's to come for you in the acting space. And then in terms of entrepreneurship, I know you got a second company we didn't get to dive into. I think it's Everything Kosha or Keep It Kosha LLC.
Oh, Everything Kosha, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's
you want to touch on what's to come for you acting wise and then business wise as well?
acting wise. Look forward to July. We have a feature film that'll be airing on the streaming platforms like Peacock and the more. It's called Mahogany. We've had a couple premieres for it, and it's circulating through different festivals. So people are excited to see it. I'm excited about it. It's close to the heart because all of us are friends who did the film. Shout out to Elena Grundy, who is the director. She produced it. She wrote it. Um, incredible team behind that film, and it's doing well. So it'll be dropping in July of this year. So stay tuned to be able to check that out. I'm in some other films as well. Like I mentioned, False Prophets with London Town Pictures and Ebony Hustle #2 that's coming out with London Town Pictures. I'm a part of as well. Shout out to Jannard Harper with the Harper Films. Got a film called Town that's coming out. I was a part of as well. That features a lot of Houston legends, artists, and actors, and comedians, and influencers. So be on the lookout for that. And aside from that, man, like I'm taking on different projects and things in the acting space to get in that film world even more. I'm trying to submerge myself in it. I'm gonna say it, like, shout out to Isaiah Washington, who is a relative of mine. Never met him, but he is a true relative of mine. I look up to that brother. It's his career. He's had some legendary roles, man. So, just want to look up to the people who are doing it, making it happen, and have paved the way for us, man. And just look towards the future of being better, getting better, and inspiring other people, man. So if you are a part of films or you have connections to filmmakers, producers, directors, whatever, and you want to work, you want to hire me, want to consider me for films, just reach out to me, man. I would love to look into it.
Absolutely. With that being said, fam, there's so much happening in the world right now. So many crazy catastrophes, economic meltdowns. We recently came out of a pandemic. Okay, it's 2022, but some of the remnants of all of this are still lingering with us, man. If you could change one thing in this world, what would you change and how would you implement that change?
That's a deep question. That's Wow, that's a deep question because
I normally ask for 3 in my interview sessions, but just in terms of time, just to make up for time, I want to get into just your one pick. If you had a magic wand, what would you do and how would you implement it?
if I had a magic wand, or if I could snap my fingers and it be so, I would wake up the consciousness of the blacks on this planet in America and beyond, and remind us all, not only remind us all, but if it is going to be so, wake up the black race and their consciousness to know that we are the original man and woman of this earth, of this universe and beyond. We are gods created from the creator self directly. We have that power within us to do and be whatever it is that we would like to be. And it is time for us to wake up and begin to speak that way, move that way, act that way. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be easy because we do know that we've been conditioned for over 400 plus years to think less of ourselves, and we've been disconnected from our true power. But if I could snap my fingers, I would do what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Frederick Douglass, the Marcus Garveys, the you name it, our legendary activists, Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, the Dr. Umar Johnsons, man, the W.E.B. Du Bois, like you name them. Bro, if I could snap my fingers, we'll wake our people up so that they could know that we are the original man and woman of this universe, and it is ours to live in harmony with everybody else. Because if we wake up and realize with our conscious mind, if we realize that we are the original man and woman, and we do have the power to do and be anything that we want to be, and we do come into our nature, then it will force everybody else around us to recognize and respect it. But they had to dumb us down. They had to beat us. They had to literally separate and remove us from our true identity and from the education that teaches about who we truly are, so that we could join the rat race and be puppets. So if I could change the world, I would change it for the better in that regard. That if our people knew who they were, and we wake up and we have that consciousness, then everybody else is going to have to respect it. And then we could truly learn how to live in harmony with that balance, to have a more progressive America, to have a more progressive globe in everywhere. Because the black man and woman is in every state, country, city, continent. We are everywhere, but we need to wake up and know that we are gods, we are kings, we are beautiful, we are worthy, we are smart, intelligent, we are everything that we were told we were not. We are that, and we got to wake up and we got to do better, man. So that's what I would do.
That's powerful. That's remarkable.
Because we tap back into that power, man. We look around in our condition. If we tap back into our power, all of these things that's going on, it'll be cut out, brother. Like it will be, the problems will be alleviated. But it's not that way because we are not in our power. And we have to get back to that. And the world has to respect it so that we can live and operate in harmony. So our vegetation, know this, the world is going to replenish itself. We're going to kill ourselves off as a human race. We're going to be out of here. And then over time, the world is going to replenish itself. The earth is going to replenish itself. So we need to tap back into that power and continue putting our foot on the government's neck, keep applying that pressure, keep fighting for whatever you want to call it, equality here and there, women's rights, all of that. We need to do it, but we need to realize that our people, the original man and woman of this planet, we have work to do. Absolutely. And we got to make them respected. When I say them, I mean every race, including the black people who don't respect themselves. We got to make them respected and know that if we're going to do it, we got to do it right. Straight up.
Oh man, spoken like a true activist. And I resonate with that message in a lot of ways. I've seen and have been analyzing and watching a lot of African activists or Pan-Africanists speak about these sort of concepts and reminding us Africans or reminding Black folks around the world who we truly are. But I asked about implementation. If you were to have one way to implement it, what would you want to contribute to the implementation strategy? What is your idea? How do you see it being implemented? Short and sweet.
You know what? You know what? I'm learning every day, and I do not have the answer. But however, I can only look to what I see has been done systematically so far, things that have been in place. Firstly, I would like to give a shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah, I was about to name drop him as well.
That brother, he is heavy on the systematic approach to our people being raised, man, in this country and in this world, whereas we need to have the major institutions that make up a society. We need to have a bank. We have to have our own grocery stores. We have to have our own educational systems, our own schools and universities that are not funded by the system that wants to keep us down and in the rat race. We have to have our own. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to have those things in order to become self-sufficient. So shout out to, like I said, the Nation of Islam. I have to keep saying that because what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did, which is no secret, he literally put in place a system that speaks directly to issues regarding our people, where he put a system in place to where it literally takes the drug addict, the thug, the jailbird, the confused, the misguided, the beaten. It literally takes that man and that woman and gives them a new purpose and causes them to want to walk upright and put on a bow tie and say, I used to be in jail, but now I serve a greater purpose. I can be rich. I can be wealthy. I can take care of my family, and I can do it honorably. He set that system in place to where so that we can be able to have a Malcolm X. So Malcolm X gets all the praise and stuff after he's been killed. You know, we know that politics and government stuff got something to do with that. But that's how I see this being done. We have to systematically tear down the barriers that are in front of us, and it's going to have a lot to do with politics and the government. And I'm learning a bit more and more about that every day. So I can't say that I have the answer of what will make it right, because everybody has their own opinions. But I do say this stuff in love and in light and in peace, man. Like, we have to set those systems in place. The Black Wall Streets and all of that type of stuff that we were removed from back then. We got to work on doing that now. Our billionaires and millionaires, somebody got to put some money, pull some money together, pull resources together and say, you know what, we ain't scared. We need to have a central bank. We need to have the grocery stores. We need to have the library. We need to have our own schools. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to have all of these things so that we can do what we got to do. And that's going to be what really makes the noise. And we got to keep fighting in politics. We got to keep standing up. And at some point, somebody going to have to say, look, white supremacist America, it can't be this no more. You know how much debt we're in it as a country? You know how much debt we're in? Man, it's crazy. Like, it's all systematic. And at some point, if we are going to rise, if we are going to come out of this condition that we're in, it might not be perfect, but if we're going to come out of the condition that we're in, there has to be a systematic approach that speaks directly to our issues. And everybody who say they want the best for us, whether you white from America, you're in Europe, across the world, whatever it is, Chinese, whatever it is, everybody has to say what is right, and they got to help in that regard, man. Like, it has to be a systematic approach. And I like people, we got to wake up and realize that it is possible. We're seeing it being done from examples like what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did with the Nation of Islam. We see our brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, with the Frederick Douglass Academy that he's raised from the ground up, okay, with help from Black people all across the world, putting their money in so that we can have a school, right? And he's not the only one doing things like this, but to answer your question, it has to be a systematic approach to where we are able to do for ourselves, and we won't have to beg from the crumbs that fall from the oppressor's table. And I say that with love and light, because I love humanity, because they all came from us. Like I said, the original man and woman. But changes have to be made, bro. And at the rate we going, it seems like we going backwards and forward. We need a systematic approach that addresses these issues that we're going through, and we need to stay true to it. That's my answer.
Truth to power. I second that. I concur. I resonate. And man, you touched on so many deep aspects of how to unpack this and how to actually find solutions. That's what I'm about, and that's why I had to drop that in there, because I feel like at the end of the day, we need to start taking action, and action comes from having these sort of discourses and shifting away from just entertainment and fun and all about the light-hearted things. And sometimes we need to get deep, truthful, real, and progressive in a way, you understand? And I want to see our people progress in every way. And I'm happy to see a brother like you progress in so many aspects and inspire so many people in so many different ways, in different industries as well. And I want to say power to you, brother, and I wish you all the best on your journey. And with that being said, I feel like you guys are doing it in your own way, one step at a time, in different ways, in different aspects. You're planting those seeds. Do you feel that this is being done and this is being achieved on What Do We Do Now, on the play that you starring in?
I believe in its own way, yes. In the play, when the tragedies happen, the characters go through a change. Okay, you see the struggle, you see the condition that the people are in, and then towards the end of the play, there becomes a change. Okay, so the characters are not just static. There becomes a change in focus and direction of what needs to happen systematically as well. Like, just from the viewpoint of this one family, right? And the neighbors who are involved. Like, so to answer your question, yes, the play does address this, and there is inspiration in there to be raised from the condition that they're in. When we get out of the condition, and how are we going to do it? What do we do now? Well, there are honorable measures that are to be taken. And it just takes somebody to say, hey, there's another way to do it. Like, you can do it. Keep applying that pressure and putting the foot on the necks that are trying to keep you down. Like, you got to keep your foot on their neck to say, look, I'm going up. I'm going this way. If you want to stay down there, stay down there.
Absolutely.
We're going to bring each other up together. But we need family to say, hey, we got to do this right. We got to get up out of this rut. And that's what the play really expresses.
Awesome stuff, man. And for those listening, be sure to check out Kevo Aregbe's work. Check out the book. I'll leave links to all of that down below. For those in Houston and around, pull up, man. It's going to be at Midtown Arts Theater, as you heard, 10th of April. As my brother over here has just spoken about, support Black work, support his product line. We've got the kosher wines, support the amazing work by this man over here, Calvin. Thank you so much for shedding light on so many topics, illuminating our minds, and yeah, telling us a little bit about yourself. I'm sure those who wanted to hear more and wanted to hear this man speak, I've certainly gotten a full feel of who you are as a person and as a being. And it was a pleasure having you on the show, my brother.
Peace, King. Peace, God. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who's watching this brother show, man. Shout out to all of the influencers that we have teaching us the game, man. Shout out to the Antoine Salises teaching us how to get our credit right, man. Shout out to the Forbidden Knowledge. Shout out
Billy
to
Carson.
the Doc Johnson, yeah, Billy Carson, man. Shout out to the moms and dads who are working to keep pushing Black love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who is focused on getting better and doing better and being better, man, including you with your platform. I wish you the best, brother. And you know, keep tapping into your God energy. You know what I'm saying? It's in you, bro. We all got to speak to that God within us, man, so that we can be resurrected from this rut that we in. I do love you, my brother, with the will and power of Yahweh himself. I love you. And I just want to see the best for you. And till next time, man, we got something else to talk about in the future.
Absolutely. And with that being said, thank you so much for pulling up to the site where we keep it light. You did what we did. Peace.
Peace.
It's about time we elevate all